Hey guys, it's Alex, and this is part 3 of my Road to 10 Billion Mesos guide merching series thing. And so in part 3, I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on the actual trades, because I think what's most important when you're merching is how to talk to people. So best way for you guys to kind of learn is just to actually read what's like the conversation in each trade that I have. So you can go back again to my first Road to 2 Bill Mesos, back when that was Max Mesos, that merching series, and you can read those trades, and you can read these trades, and then, you know, whatever your other YouTubers are, you can go ahead and read their trades if they're any good at merching. But one thing that I think you can, well, a couple things I think you can carry away from sort of the way I trade and such, are sort of like little tips and tricks as far as certain situations go. So like in this situation here, this guy has a couple items that at the time I didn't know what they were worth on the market. Also, just want to let you guys know that my audio might not be exactly synced up to the video, just because in my editor the playback is really slow while I'm recording. So anyway, sorry about that. But like I was saying, that I don't really know what these things are worth. He's got a dragon conjar and a mushroom chair, and you know, so what you need to do when you come across an item that you don't know the price of, which will happen when you're merching. There's no way to, I know I say know your prices, but even I don't know every price. So you know, what I do anyway is to just have a backup. Usually that backup for me is a friend in real life who's, you know, playing with me at the time, because usually when we start playing, we'll all start playing together. And I have a couple friends that are really good at merching as well. But find a friend. It can be a mercher that you meet in the free market. Some of them are really nice, and they are willing to help you, you know, with prices and stuff like that, because if it's not their trade, I've found that a lot of them are nice enough to kind of help you make money. So, you know, find somebody like I did in that trade, chat them up while you're in the trade, be like, oh, hold on, I'm lagging. That way the guy doesn't cancel trade on you. And then just talk to your friend and be like, hey, this is what they're trading, you know, is it a good price and such stuff like that. So that's that tip. And then this next tip for this trade right here is know how to milk a trade. This guy wanted my Inferno chair, and he wanted it for 200 mil, which I would have sold it for. But he didn't want to actually pay 200 mil, so he kind of gave me stuff that was equal in value. Now, what I like about item trades is that people will throw in items that are worth more money than they're actually willing to give you. Like if, for example, in this trade, I wanted 200 mil for this chair, and he didn't want to give me 200 mil even though he had it, so he's throwing in all these items and stuff like that. And it was a funny thing, because I actually sold the chair that he gave me for 200 or 300 mil, and then everything else he gave me was just extra. So if you are in a trade and the person who wants to buy from you doesn't have enough, one thing that you can always ask them is, can you throw in any items? And you can tell immediately whether or not you're going to trade with this person, because if they start putting up a pair of steelies, you're going to be like, sorry, you know, thanks anyway, but I don't really want that. But sometimes they'll throw in, you know, good books, and you may get lucky. So I like to do that, and I think it's a good thing to do. So always ask if they have any extra items they can throw in. If you want to be stingy, you can ask it for every single trade, but I usually only do it if they're not willing to give me what I want. So moving on from that, another thing, like I was saying, you learn how to talk to people. This guy, I said, you know, how I hadn't seen them selling for this much, so I'll offer this much, stuff like that. Conversation kind of goes back and forth, and you have to work with each other. Sometimes you have to give a little bit, but if you're still going to make profit, try not to be too stingy, you guys. Chances are, if you merch and you're doing it for a while, you're going to have a lot of money anyway. And the people that you're buying from might not have a lot of money, so be a nice person, make your profit, but be a nice person about it, you know, don't be too stingy. So I went up to 85 on this guy's scroll, even though I wanted it for 70, but I probably sold it for 120 mil, at the time, which is 40 mil profit, which is like 50% profit, which is pretty darn good. And then here's another thing. With this guy, the trick was how to get out of a trade. Basically what I did was I told him that it wouldn't let me press trade, which is kind of like a funny way to like not offend anybody. Because if you don't know the price on an item, which I was really wishy-washy on those throwing stars, I didn't know at the time. And it kind of sucks because I would have made a good deal on those, but I just didn't realize it. So if you're really feeling like you shouldn't trade, even though you've already offered however much money, a good, nice way to get out of it is just to say, you know, oops, it won't let me trade. That's so weird. Let me try, you know, relogging or whatever, and then just run away. Hopefully they don't get upset, but it is what it is after that point. So let's see. This next thing I do, it kind of goes back to what I've been saying about buying high-level equips. It's always good to buy Cygnus equips. I don't know if you, and then when you get richer, you know, Tyrant equips, stuff like that. These are always good to buy because once again, people are always going to want to buy them from you, and if you get them for a good price, which is pretty darn easy, then you're bound to make a good profit. So that's what I did here. I bought the cape for 70 mil. I think I sold it for 150, maybe 200. And even that was low for some people. So, you know, there you go. Empress equips, whatever. Let's see, what else can I give you guys? A little piece of wisdom. Don't do drugs. And don't drink and drive. And yeah, anyway, lost my train of thought as far as merging goes, which is bad. So yeah, study, you know, the way I talk to people in these videos and the way you talk to people, you know, you'll begin to learn what kinds of people there are the more you trade. So that's, you know, I guess kind of a way to go. Now, one of the tips that really helps, this is how I make almost all my money, is to use the current events that come out in MapleStory. In the case of this trade that may or may not be on screen right now, I don't know because my screen is frozen, I used the hot time event. What I mean by that is a lot of times in the hot time events, MapleStory or Nexon likes to give out the Mystery Mastery books. And when they do that, that means that a lot of noobs are going to be having really good books. So like in these last two trades that you just saw, you know, both of these people had a Maple Warrior book, and I was able to get it for, you know, like half the price, maybe up to like 75% of the price. But with something like that, it's still at least 100 mil profit, and that is awesome every time. I don't care, you know, 100 mil profit is 100 mil profit. That's more money than some people will ever make. So just keep it in perspective. You know, money is money. Don't be too stingy. You don't want to lose a trade over 100 mil profit. You know what I mean? So use the events because you'll find a lot of noobs that have great items and they don't know what they're worth. And so, you know, just kind of be smart about it. If you see that a hot time event is coming out and you see that, you know, they're giving out Mystery Mastery books, start spamming that you're buying Maple Warrior or any other, you know, good books. And that goes for anything. If you see that they're giving out a certain item that's going to have, you know, free unique potential, start spamming that you want like 9%, you know, dex or strength or whatever. Because some noob is going to have it after that event and they'll be willing to sell it to you. So just be smart about it, guys. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments. I really appreciate the nice comments that you guys have been leaving for me. There's only a few of you watching compared to, you know, the amount of people that used to watch us, but I'm okay with that because this is something that I recorded for you guys. I'm just trying to put it out there. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day, guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you aren't, if you feel like it. You know, at this point, it's up to you. And thanks. Just thanks. Bye.